last night. To play two-gap defense and everything, there are three concepts. Is that the first one? Go back to this concepts. I'll do this for you. I'll do this real quick. That's the first one. That's where you start. Here, go film that. Film that last night. Watch this right here. We stunt these guys. Will walks out here. We stunt these guys. We get worse and the guy bumps his damn head on the goalpost. Because what we did, we stunted him. That entire call, we stunted him and forced us. And we got separation and the ball hit that gap and running 100 miles an hour. Here, because of coverage, we made this 5 technique to a 4 technique. And he's playing. That's what I was telling guys last night. There's an advantage of being able to play 4, because there's a strong safety, or the nickel walked outside. He had to walk off. We were nickel concept. He had to walk off. Here's a 4. They're going to move him to a 5. So our guys are taught to play 4, 5, and stunt, okay? And the linebackers can control it. If they're having a gap control problem, okay, stop right there. If they're having a gap control problem, without having to stun, they can play it. Let me tell you this. This might be something you'd be interested in. Like, if we got a gap problem, we got a big gap, and the linebacker, let's say, coach, he's I'm in a 5 person, and we got a big guard center gap, and we got a 30 linebacker. He sees that gap's too hard for him. He knows that's too big for him. We teach him this. If that gap's too big, you can stun that guy inside. You can make a call to him, take the gap. Or you can do this. You can make a 3 call on him, and he will now move in here and play 3 technique. And now you got a guy that's playing that big old gap. And the linebacker went from 30 to 50. So you can stun. Stun sometimes, cover for things, or if you teach them to play 2 gap and play this, you can control those gaps, those things, or follow with linebackers making calls. Does that make sense to you? Like this, when we talk about this other time. Say we're in defense production, and we got a double from one side and got to get the linebacker to the curl. So here's the free kick. He just says, okay. I got to get a little closer to that curl. 2. I move here and play a 2 technique. I got the 8 gap now. Watch his gap. So the linebacker now is free to move a little wider, and it's going to put him a couple of steps closer to getting underneath the curl. It's something, guys, if you're not doing it. It's something, if you're not doing it, this can be helpful to your scheme, and it don't cost much, actually, just a little coaching. Okay, now, this is under versus 21 personnel. Stop it right there for this. And this is under defense versus 21 personnel. 2 gap. Okay? We declare the bubble to the Y. There's the bubble in the defense. And that's where everybody is going to run the ball against right there. Okay? Go to the next one, please. Hold it right there. Now, here's something you might like. Here again is a linebacker control deal. This is triangle to the bubble. In other words, everything's over here. The Y is over here, the fullback's cheated over here, and here's the tailback. There's a lot more offense, as you know, over here as opposed to over here. It's hard for them to get over there and do a lot of damage to it. Okay? So when our linebacker sees this triangle to the Y right here, he calls this guy, and I don't know where you can see the line right there or not, but he runs a ole or it hits his gap. So it's an automatic call. It's like this. If they're all their men over here, let's put all that and put our men over there. Okay? And they ain't much they can do fast over here. So that's an adjustment that we make in under defense. We make that call to the nose. Okay? All right? Now show the next one. And freeze it. You get this thing done. Back. Amen. Now, he left out here, and he's now in Joe motion going to I-40. Okay? So what the linebacker does is call. He tells the nose back to call, back to what we call it in the other, what the original call. So it takes a slant of it, gap technique, the whole layout, it takes that off. You know, with me? So we can make go back to call, we can make things, we can get into game plan. If you're playing a team that when they go idea over there, they run everything over there, you know, if you got a slant and they come back, just say call. Then you're going back to what you originally started. Okay, what's that? Yeah.
Just a quick question.
Sure. No, that's what I want you to do. Go ahead.
Okay.
Stop.
Just going back to your definition of under when you're already lining up.
It ain't clear. Now, if Sam has to remove for coverage, we got the Sam removed. This is another adjustment call that the linebacker can make. He's going to loop these guys. He makes a loop call, a tear call, and it's a loop call. He's going to loop to a 2. He's going to loop to a 7. We give the defense width because we got the Sam removed because of coverage. Now what I'm trying to show you is under defense with adjustment calls, okay? That's what we're talking about. Sam's removed. We all got these problems. Sam's removed because of coverage. The word, it could be ham sandwich. It don't make a damn what the word is. But our word is tear. Which alerts the nose who's now, when we snap the ball, he's going to lose him to play a slide. That means the back is going to lose to play a 7. We're going to give the defense width because the Sam's removed. Okay? Now, the wheel walks, when the wheel walks, yeah, there you go. The wheel walks now, because of coverage, never being outflanked by number 2, where he's got to reroute number 2, you've got wheels removed. So the call now is pirate. Pirate tells the 3 technique to do a face. It tells the 5 to do what we call a round, but it's a face the same way. So there's a face and there's a face. So what we're doing now, is what you saw Georgia Tech, people bump a hill and then goalpost. Because we got forced and separated from the wheel. Remember the play he took off on? We looked at it last night. But you can do this. This is a pirate call. Anytime that I bring a guy across the face to a gap, I call it for him a face technique. It tells him he's got to cross this man's face to get to his gap responsibility. And that's always been kind of helpful for him to understand. And what he does is he loosens a little bit, and his aiming point now becomes the ear hole of the next inside line. Coach, I see you write that there. Does that make sense? You see what I'm saying? But that's a face technique. Knowing that I've got to go across the face of the man I'm on to get to my gap. And I want to go a little flatter than I do. The next lecture is on stunts. And I go a little flatter than I do on the other side. Okay? Now, this is interesting for you right here. This may be helpful. Because let me tell you, we played in Florida in 1980, and we give up a long run because the linebacker is actually one to take, but the linebacker had made a take it call to the end. And Florida dropped back, he lost containment, the quarterback gets outside and throws the ball down the field, we lose containment, okay? This is 1980. So somebody wises my dumb ass up, and they say, look, anytime you call those guys inside, the nose needs to read it out. If the ball goes into 3 lane, or the ball sprinting into 2 lane, the nose needs now to take the container. Now that may be elementary, y'all may do that. If you do, that's fine. But let me tell you, it's a really good little old thing to know, to to make that check. So let me put it this way, even if we didn't have a power call, he got to do it on the power, as you see. But even if we didn't have a power call, back to that big split that y'all got in here, okay, and I'm 550, linebacker's worried about it. I got contained, okay? The line inside linebacker tells me, take it. Boom, I take it out, Mr. Shannon. Alright? Before I take it, when he makes the taking call, I go, spike, spike. I'm alerting the nose that I got contained, but I'm getting it up on this stuff. And what I'm doing is I'm passing contained your ass. If it's a drop back pass, if the ball goes into 3 lanes, you want to play the center, and you see the ball going to 3 lanes, you now going to take contained, and we turn it into a game. We turn it into a game.
So another person,
He's got contained.
yes.
Well, I don't know that he's going to get the sack, but all he does is he's out there, he's got a body out there to keep the ball in the thing.
What about the line?
He's covered.
Okay.
We got him for coverage. But guys, look, here's what we tried to do, and I'm glad you asked me, I'm glad you asked me. You're not going to get sacked. No, you got a guy working out there. Okay? Here's the thing, too. Will is removed because we got a weird coverage, easy coverage that he's got to rewrite here. So we want the ball, if we spill the ball, we want it to do this. No. No. Yes. Now he can come back and take the play.
So you want one bounces.
Right. See, and the other way you can do it, guys, the other way you can do it here is what I'm advocating to. If you can play 2 gap, if you can teach 2 gap to you guys, you can do this, you can make a 24 call. Right? And rather than stunt to that, he can play a 2, he can play a 4, and you got the same operation. Now you don't even have to bring another one. Because the 4 technique ain't gonna give you a great pass rush, but he's in a position he can contain it. Am I making any sense? See, these are little bitty things, guys, that, yes.
You had that, useful last where he's not even being used.
Well, it comes so fast. He's not going to give you much run support. But really what he's going to do is he's going to stab the center and see where the ball is. If the ball goes in the 3 lane, what I call the 3 lane, back and straight up, then he's going to run, he's going to lose, and it turns into a pass. Yes, exactly. Because see, this guy right here can make this, he's supposed to be playing the C gap. Okay? So the nose read this shit out, he gonna call that shit out the ball. He makes sure this, the ball is in the 3 lane, or it's in the 2 lane to the left of the container side.
And you said WS.
No, sir. He's in cover. But now he's a run support guy in the C gap. If it's run to his ass, we want him right there to see it. Right. Now if it's pass, there's the guy who's going to contain the drop back pass. Look, if you can't stop it, that's the mean to the side, then it's work. This is like a rope trying to do that. You can do that. He can't do that. He won't tell him he'll be able to do it. Y'all understand the point I made about what a dumbass I was in Florida in 1980? It was a big play. And you know, most of the shit I learned, actually Coach Bryant didn't taught me much stuff, okay? Because every time I played, they whip my ass at something different. And I'd learned, I said, well, I ain't gonna have next year, it'll be something different, they'd whip my ass again, and then something else. But I would clean stuff up, kind of like we clean that light up. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get things fixed. One of the things that I like to pass to you, and you may do it. If you do it, it's not a damn problem. But anytime you stunt those guys inside, second contain with a damn nose guard. Or, just like this right here. If that split was big, and this wheel made a call to him to take that gap, take it. He's got to tell the nose, I'm the containing guy, but they've told me to get this gap. I can't contain it. Spike! And all of that means spike. The definition of spike is I'm going in here, da-da-da-da-da-da, the ball goes into 3 lane, or if it goes into 2 lane, you work like hell to get contained. It's a communication problem. You know, the better you kids understand, the more they can communicate. And I tell you, I think that's one of the big differences in college football and high school football, is that kids communicate. And let me tell you, I coach high school, don't say, well, shit, you're coaching it. I taught them to communicate in high school. Ain't nothing wrong with talking about things out there when, passing things to one another. And you're going to hear me, if you listen to me anymore, there's a lot of things that my guys communicate to each other that give us a little anticipation. Anticipation makes us all a step quicker. And we're all looking for that edge. And so I would encourage you to teach communication to your kids. Pirate tells him, though, they don't have to make a spike. Built-in pirate tells the nose, if the wheel's removed and he makes a pirate call, I've got to contain the drop back of the sprinter. I'm going to leave that now if everybody's, if everybody, go ahead. I don't need to leave things dead. Y'all just tell me, move on, Pete. All right, shoot me something. Yeah, sure.
Back or talk about.
Stop.
Say you got in front, talk about getting in front, says the strong side, you invert secondary back to the weak side. Do you prefer if your backside guy to be in the box or back like 10 yards, 12 yards, like out and you back up in the box?
I don't want him in the box. Now, again, see, I need to go a little, I'm going to go flat around. And under defense, we're playing 2 games. So you're right, we're going to support from outside in. And that guy is going to be the strong safety, let's say in cover 3. And we don't want him up there too tight, but we want him about 2 and 7 where he can support the run. That's an under defense. In under O, okay, we're going to support from inside with the safety. And we're playing wider with our defensive line because under O is a funnel concept. Same line, same reheating or reduction or whatever, but it's a funnel concept to the unblocked player. Because we're going to support with the safety inside out. When we're playing 2 gap, we're going to support with the safety from outside in. Okay, so under and under O are 2 different concepts because we're playing not only the front difference, but we're playing the coverage. All right, here's the Sugar Bowl, and I just put this one in here. This is the Sugar Bowl against Illinois. All right, here's the Sam linebacker. Man, really, you might want to look at that just a minute too. We play the Sam linebacker in a tilt. They'll see it. A lot, we used to play him right up there like this, and everything. We really play him more in a tilt now. Okay? And the reason we do it, there's so much pulling or kicking out of the fullback. He's already seeing that shit. We used to squeeze with him and then get your eyes up and see all that. See, he's like this. He can get his hand on the guy and he's looking in there where the old guard's coming from or where the fullback's coming from. Does that make any sense? That's why we kicked it around a lot. And we really found that he played everything he had to play better in a little top stance because his eyes are in there where the trouble is.
I'll just think.
Yeah, okay. Now, what they're going to do is they're going to move the tight end. They're going to trade the tight end. Show them that play right here. And we made a reload call. Let's stop it right there. We reloaded the defense. And for this clinic, I just put that in there because I thought it might be something interesting. That was our call. When they trade that tight end, we just reloaded the defense. We just changed it. We equal the other way. And I tell the guys, move smartly. If the ball is snapped, I tell the damn guys, if the ball is snapped, play that gap. Play your gap on the move. But we try to move smartly through your gaps. The linebacker makes a reload call. And that's how we do it. Yeah, everybody do. Well, we changed it from under over here. Now we're under over here.
any sort of slip.
No, flip-flop, you just slide. No, I think flip-flop is hard to find. It's easy for the linebackers changes, because one of them is made and one flips. And they do different things, that's what it was. Now, let me talk to you a minute about this. And again, let me say this to you, I don't have all the damn answers or anything like that. I'm throwing things out there, some of them you may not want to fool with, some maybe you might like, and everything. So, you know, I'm just throwing it out there. Now, I just happened to look up there and see that split inside in. I'm telling you, we got some great coaching points on that. Now, you see how he's angled in? His aiming point is the knee of the split back who would be there. If he's in a eye, it's the imaginary split back. Alright? We don't want his ass at this angle. We want him at this angle. Okay? And what he's going to do is he's going to look through the hip of the tackle to the near back. If the tackle blocks down, he's going to squeeze. Just like he do if he was playing right up there on his ass, okay? But let me say this to you. If he zones, we're going to knock his ass off because of this. Turn this for me just a little. Take it right there. Now, when this guy zones, he's got to extend because of my width, okay? And when he does, I'm going to knock his ass back. The only tough block, and you have to work on this when you get this alignment, is if the tackle turns him out. He said now he's got to jack his ass, squeeze, and keep his nose on the outside tip. But he's got to try to help us reduce the hole. Okay? Really think about the nose, too. We play a tilt under Coach Armstrong. Yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead.
The guys on the left are in a right-handed stance?
Yeah,
And
exactly that last night. I apologize, too. I should have said that. Guys on the left are in a right-handed stance when we attack defense, which is under oath. That happens to be under oath. See the tilt nose and the 3s and 5s. The guys on the left are in right-handed stance.
The guys
on the right are in left-handed stance because that's the strike side.
So when the technique changes, the stance changes?
We go to two gap, okay, all they have to do is they can get anything they want to. They can play two gap in 4-4 stance.
Okay.
We really don't, I know what you're asking me. It's shit, you're just a lot of changing, but it really ain't. But it's imperative when they're in one gap, because of the way we play it, that the guys on the left and right-handed stances. And what I do is this, the first thing when the freshmen come in, I say, anybody left-handed? If I don't already know, I should already know that. Anybody left-handed? And what you can do is put the guys on the right.
So if your left tackle here was playing a 4-eye,
This guy right here,
if you moved him over...
if he moved over here, he can play in any stance you want to play when he's two gaps.
What if he was playing inside shade on the tackle?
He's playing 4 technique plays, anything you want to.
Okay.
Now, let me say a little bit further too. We talked about this last night. See that split right there? If he played a 4, if this guy moved him and he played a 4, he would be playing head up on that big ass guy right there. If the split was wider, he'd be playing inside out. And theoretically, what you'd say, and I don't know what you're saying to me, is he'd swap his hands, which we do, some of them do that, and stagger his left foot. Theoretically, you could do that. When we play two gap, I don't make a big deal out of it. When we play one gap, the stance is really big. This crash 5 that we call it, guys, I know I haven't done a very good job explaining. I'm telling you that there's good thoughts in that, okay? Not to aim him down in here because he's going to get his ass hooked on the zone block, guys. I'm telling you. The guy's going to open his ass up and he's going to hook him. The other thing is if he crashes at that angle, he's not going to be able to contain the boot for you if you want him to contain the boot. You are pissing up a rope again. He ain't going to be able to do it. Once his outside foot gets upfield, he's going to break a damn ankle trying to contain the damn boot.
You guys contain the boot with
Yes, sir. Got to. We got to contain the boot. And this guy right here, And let me tell you something neat too, that this might be, that you might like this. When we do get the boot, if the guy is a great runner, we'll second contain with this linebacker and play. We'll do this what we robot and run with the tight end with that guy. If the guy's a great passer, we'll keep this one in coverage and he'll robot with the tight end and we'll second contain with that one. I just did something good out there. Good shit, okay? This guy, if he can run, we're going to get to his ass and hurt him. And we'll give up a little bit of pass coverage because this is harder for him to get over here to this half the field. But if he's a good passer, let's leave this guy, let's roll out his ass and run with the tight end on the crossing route, and let's second contain with this guy.
Play the weak side flat then with the corner.
Yes, depends on the coverage, but yeah, normally that's what you do. You'd have a guy out here playing flat coverage. Okay, so crash 5, that's what we call a C5, crash 5. And I'm telling you now, if you just look at it a little bit, there's good thoughts in what I just threw out there. It's really been helpful to us. The guy that replaced me, Nick hired me to come in there and talk to him, which he lasted 1 year, okay? First thing he said to me is, yeah, I tell the crash 5 to come around with his ass. I said, well, you ain't gonna do it here. Not if you want to stay here. But Coach Saban will be all over your ass. He said, that guy, he don't want that guy flat. He can't do the things we want him to do coming down there flat. He wants that angle. And that, see, this is a good shot because you can see the angle. It's the outside knee. That's his aiming point. The outside knee of the imaginary split back. So if he's in the eye, it'll be the same thing. He just imagines a back. Now let me tell you what I did. You're talking about a guy, you're talking to a guy right here that started, my first job was a B team, okay? Probably like a lot of y'all in there. And you know what? I'm damn proud of it, okay? I learned a long time ago to teaching aids were damn important. So I used to put me like they did in the plays. I put me a damn X like down here with some chalk, and I put me a damn line running through it. And that's how I taught. I started school to play. Everybody had to stand on those X's. Remember how they used to do that shit? And then, so I put me a damn chalk line and whatever, because that angle is damn important, okay? That angle is really important. If you want to contain the boot, if you want to do all this, and then you might not like the boot play the same, but it can carry to pop that snare a little bit, especially if you're playing teams that run the counter, run the power over and that shit, okay? All right, let's go to the next thing. I'm wearing them out. Wait up, back up, get back up just a minute. Hold on, right there, that's good. Go ahead. All right, now, when Coach Saban first came to LSU, we were talking, and we were talking business and everything, and I said, very proudly, I like to say, guys, I said to him, Coach, I've had 10 first team All Southeastern Conference snow stops. 10. 3 of them made it first team twice. And we played 0, and we played shade. We've not played tilt. And he calmly said to me, well, we're going to play tilt. And I said, yes, sir. What I did, learning to play the tilt, I had a boy, some of you might remember this guy's name, Henry Thomas, who was a great NFL player, so the Vikings. Henry started in no time, 10 years for the Vikings. Started his first game and made all pro 7 times and played the tilt. So guys, I got on the damn phone. Hey Henry, I got to put this damn tilt in. You got to help me. And that's where I really developed some of my concepts was listening to him. He played it for, the guy'd been in there playing tilt for since the damn flood and everything. So that's who I went to for some information, and that's how I developed some of my concepts. I was fortunate to have a guy that, that's the big was playing. And somebody asked me the other day, they said, would you play tilt if you were doing it again, would you play tilt? I probably would. Although I really enjoyed coaching it, I'd probably play 0, but even play shaker. probably wouldn't play the tilt, actually. I asked Joe Green one time, I said, Joe, why do y'all play the tilt in Pittsburgh? He said, because that's what Coach Noel wants us to play. And I understand that answer a hell of a lot better now than I did then.
What is your reasoning? Why wouldn't you play?
I don't have any reason I wouldn't. I just think it's more different on the gap block. It's really good. You got about, in back there, that's what I know. I can read that from 0 to 1 or shade. It's really a different teaching job. As much gap blocking as you see today. We got it done, but I'm not sure I would do it in today's office. Let's go second set. Go ahead. Now this is under oath, coach, and this again is the one gap concept, and I ain't gonna spend a hell of a lot of time on it. Now you see where you play the field. From the full toes, under, and then under oath. Alright, then under shade, and I just show you this. This can be a call in the huddle. Stop it right there, please. This can be a call in the huddle, or as we talked about a while ago, now we're two gapping this guy, and we've moved him from a 3 to a 2. And he might be a 2 eyes that damn guard split big. Y'all see what I'm saying? So if we talk about this, y'all want to hear that. We talked about this. Let me tell you. When we play in 2 gap, if the split's normal, I'm gonna play head up on that. If the split's big, I'm gonna, after they get in their damn stance, I'm gonna move my ass to an inside location. I do not want to get split away from my gap. But what's hard on fellas is this, to play on one of the coaches says not this, about the coverage, which I really appreciate. He told me we play a lot of 2 eye. Okay? Let me tell you what's hard, I think, about playing 2 eye. Come here. What you say? I'm on the inside eye of this coach. Today, people do such a great job of coaching the rub block, the combo block. Here's the thing. So coach step on step. He's gonna bang my ass right here. Okay? Now come on. Now you take the old, you go down to the second level. Yeah, that's hard on the block. It's hard block. It's hard on the 7 technique. Coach, you and I talked about 7. The tackling in, the tackling tight end, rubbing to the second level on a 7 technique is a bitch. On a 6 technique is a bitch. So if you play that guy inside on that eye on tight split, hell, you put him in there where they are like this. So if they got a normal split, I'm gonna play his ass head up. If they got a wide split, then I'm gonna move him after they get their ass in them stances. I'm gonna move him. Okay, that's just me. All right, now, under shade, this is give it to the right call, which means put the ball again to the tight end, but we're playing 2 here, and we're playing heavy. Let me tell you another little thing that I think is good, and I'm just throwing this out. Anytime, let me tell you this is the way I determine how wide that this end will play. All right? He's got a 2 in here, which means he's got an 8-gap player out of this guy. He's going to tighten this down. If he had a tilt nose, he would tighten it down. If he's got an adjacent player in 3 technique, he can play wide. That's little, but that's big. You want to help them all you can. Align for success. Help them all you can with a ladder, because it all starts with get your ass lined up. So anytime you see how we got him in here now, because he's got an 8-gap player playing the 2 technique. He don't need to be that far out there, because now he's created another damn bubble, and what we don't want is 2 bubbles, because we got 2 backs in the backfield. Okay? Go ahead. Under shade may be something you want. If you got an A problem with a roll die and everything, just play it under shade rather than under. Now you put a 2 technique in there and walk backwards. Does that make sense? What would Alabama tell you guys last night? What would Alabama Anyhow, we have a real problem underneath with the low back. Fullback's reading this nose good, making a real tight cut back into the backside eight. And the linebacker was having a problem. He was scooping as hard, or having a hard. They weren't breaking it, but they kept moving the chains on us. And so to solve the problem, we just made a 2 call. We put it down. 3 technique in there, put a 2 gap. And he played 8 gap, and we made the ball go 1 hole wider and flatter, and the linebacker just stepped up. We solved the problem with a big body. We just put a big body in there rather than, we didn't sit our ass in under, we played under shade. Okay. Put a big body in it, and that's one of my rules. A problem gap, put a big body in. Alright, and this is split. Now all this is the same thing. This is under, and we moved him from tilt to 2. So we're playing under split. Or you might call it under G. Some people call it under G. It gives you another look is basically what it does. It really changes one guy, and that's this guy right here. You're still playing 30 and whatever. This is a give it to me left call, which is always to the tight end. And what give it to me means is give me the ball left. That's what he's basically saying. We want to reduce right, and we want the bubble left. Give it to me left, give it to me right. That's what give it to me means. Now, I ain't saying that's the best way to do it, but that's the way Coach Saban did it, and that's what I'm showing you. There's the bubble, and it's a give it to me left call to the right. What's next? Okay, zone alert. Zone alert. Zone alert. When you hear the word alert, it tells the safety that we are now rotating off the flow of the fullback. Okay? Alert. You're going to see 2 coverages that I got to show you here. Zone alert is the fullback read with the safeties. Okay? Alert means that we're going to read it down. You're going to see that in a minute it's going to be 1 alert, and that's going to be playing in a man concept. Zone alerts and the zone concept, 1 alert is a man-to-man concept, same thing. Now, we're doing this with the safeties. We are foxing the safeties down on the fullback. And the call before the snap is fox, fox, fox. Fox tells everybody that it's zone coverage. When we go to 1 alert, you're going to hear it say, keep. It's the same thing, except they're working out of the man coverage. Fox, keep. Same thing. They're working on the floor of the fullback. Now, the corner, Fox tells the corner, away from the flow, man-to-man. You're man-to-man. The corner away from the flow of the fullback. The other guy's playing bump, he's going to bump, and he's going to work. So that safeties rotate the corner to the flow of the fullback.
Coach, you lost it. Corner away from the fullback and away from the flow of man-to-man.
Yes, sir. You lock in there. Yeah. You lock him down, coach. The fullback, let's say the fullback goes this way.
Okay.
Here's your support guy, here's your middle of the field guy, and you lock that corner back down over the other end. Away from the flow. You take this player down. That's a clear, you take my thing. Okay, that's a zone concept. All right, go ahead, run that next one. You're doing a hell of a job. All right. Here it is right here, coach. We fox him, there's the fullback. We man-to-man on the backside. We bump him and work him to the third here. This is your run support guy. This is your middle of the field.
Safety's gonna rock the curl.
I'm sorry.
Is the safety gonna rock the curl?
Yes. Right. Now, this is what that I've been talking about, and I said last night, because I didn't mean to be funny or anything, but I wasn't trying to be funny in the end, but y'all see it on TV all the time, and Coach does it. You ought to get me telling that. Because you got to get out there. That is the thing people are doing in college football today, guys. You ain't doing it behind the goddamn tackles, okay? And I can remember when I didn't know how to do it. I used to see Brother Osborne in Alabama, he couldn't goddamn safety be able to make the tackle for no gain. I'd say, ah, damn, how can they do that? I didn't know how to do it. But what people are doing now is making 8-man front with the safeties inside out, as opposed to the way all of us used to do it, supporting from outside in. And you know, you hear the TV guys that don't know shit that always say about us, that was a bad call. Well, hell yeah, it didn't work, so they smart enough to get it. Or if it's a touchdown, they say, well, what's going to be a hell call? Yeah, I can smart enough to figure that too. I hate it in second touchdown. You know what I'm saying? And Buster is up there, you know, there's one on ESPN. Shit. I'm old enough to know. Remember, it was what Coach
the Sam backers, the flat player, you contain with the 5 and the Sam's the flat player?
Yes. Right, and this guy's gonna rob the girl. I showed it other way. And this is important too, because I think that's good. I mean, blocking that guy. Now here's the fullback this way. There's your support player, there's your middle of the field player. And we're foxing off the fullback this way. Okay, so now I'm not doing them. I mean, you got a lot of
corner away from you.
Go ahead with that. You look at this real quick. Here comes the guy, here goes the guy in the middle of the field. Fullback going that way, we play a man on the backside. Okay, good. Fullback going this way, here comes your inside support player. He's going to lock up man, he's going to bump on this side. And there's your 8th defender right there. Now, hold on, stop right here. This is one I found and this is when Coach Saban first came to LSU, and I'm telling you, the damn safeties almost drove his ass crazy, okay? Because he coaches the secondary, and he wants them safeties, those guys, and that's one of the things about the TV guys, they'll say, well, the safety is the second leading tackler, they must not be worth shit on defense, or you hear them say that? But in today's operation, you want the safety to be one of your leading tacklers. I mean, hey, Gus, the damn plan. So now we're going to bring this one down, and I'm telling you, guys, this is horseshit play by the safety, okay? But this was what we had when we first got it. He's got safety in having knock your ass in the next week, okay? But we didn't have them because we didn't have one sport type guys. We had little guys that wanted to get us, okay? What about this? Right, here's the play. The fox. Go ahead. There's the
So the fullback's in one place like that.
There's full. There's your full. Fox on the floor. Okay, now here he is. Now stop it, hold it too. Do you do this? This is slot coverage, okay? So what we're doing, if actually what this is, I'm wrong. This is one alert, which is man concept, and we got match coverage. I'm not talking about it. I'll do it. Go ahead, son, I'm sorry. All right, now we talked about this last night. Go ahead and shut it back to me. We talked about this last night, and we got to talk about this, which was good. Now, hold right there. All right, now. We want the linebacker, because he knows there's the support safety. We want the linebacker to spill that ball outside. Remember how we talked about that last night? So y'all got a bit. The linebacker's going to go get the damn lead fullback, but he knows where the support safety is, and he's going to spill the ball accordingly.
So he's a half gap player.
Yeah, we got the guy.
Yeah.
Just simply because we don't even get on the damn corner like that right here. You got on the damn corner, it's bad, it's a bad play. And the safety's a bad time. Like I said, you gotta remember this is Nick's first year there, and we really weren't very good at it, although we were good at it in that ball game, we weren't very good at some of the things that he wanted to do or we wanted to do. If you can start that over now, let's look at that. Y'all with me on that? This linebacker though, he's got to know, and brother used to do this. Brother would make a "I'm here" call by the safety. I'm here. And that tells 7 to spell the ball here to the unblocked play. That ain't very good execution out of those two guys, but it gives you a picture. I just have to find out. Look through some of that stuff. Get ready for the play. Where you can see the linebacker spelling the ball to the unblocked play. Coach, you don't look like you. You know what?
No, that's, we went there.
Okay, good. Good.
You guys say that you need to look for possible to try to bring you out.
Listen to me. The whole lecture now, if you look, is 21 personnel. We ain't playing that concept with spread offense. Or that's 2 backs and a tight end in the damn game. If you ain't got that in the game, that's what we're talking about. If that ain't in the game, then you ain't seeing this. It's got to be run down, and it's got to be personnel in the game. That ain't your best pass coverage defense. Play action. You gotta coach like shit on play action. Okay? It ain't optimal. This is run concept. It's run concept. There's 2 backs in the backfield, and there's a tight end in the game. That's what, because we're going to play according to that. Listen, guys, there's one thing that I had such fun watching the videos. We got 6 kids that play on LSU, play on the team. I got 2 defensive linemen that play on the team and everything. I know Belichick's just a flood. My best friend was a defensive lineman in the Giants for 10 years. And so I go to camp every year with the Giants. And Belichick was fortunate about it. Of course, he could speak for me, but he was fortunate and everything. But I watched, I got a lot of concepts from the Giants back in those 1980s. Guys, don't tell you. Bill Belichick was doing the same thing today and whooping people's ass that he was doing way back in the 80s at the New York Giants. They 2-gapping people on the rundown, and they get them hips up and coming across that damn line very hard when it's passing. I believe this. If there's one thing I believe, and watching them this year has just made it so much more evident in my mind. If there's one thing that we all need to do, is we need to teach our kids to play situations. I told Coach Marshall one time, I said, Coach, you do a great job of situation and build in the way to do it. Well, what do you think all that? Yes. He was so funny. One time on Thursday, I was watching the kickoff, and I just think I was standing there because I wasn't involved in the special team. And I said, Coach, tell 5 is almost offside. And he said, that's where I was. Almost offside. I said, yes, sir. And then I started using that shit. One night, a official walked over to me and he said, Pete, your 550, you left 5 almost offside. I said, yeah, that's where I want it. Offside. I'm a fast learner. Learn shit quick. And I until I stayed around so long. But situations, it's a game of situations. It's going to be, you make a nice play on first down, it's going to be second long. You need to play, your kids need to play accordingly. And they need to understand situations. I take all the defenses and put them in families. This family is this family is this family. And when we call the defense, they're associated with the family. This is a man blitz. It means you got to scratch and damn claw to fake the quarterback because we're playing man-to-man behind him. This is a stunt. We're calling this because we think that they're going to run the football. You need to be quick off the ball, you need to have your pads low, and you need to get to your gap responsibility and then work off of it. This is a game. We think they're going to throw the football. So we're calling tattoo, which is a game for us. It's a pass. They understand, coach their ass, not each other, coach their ass to where they understand what you're trying to accomplish with each call. There's a reason that you make the call. You know the reason you make the call. Make sure the guys who playing this shit for you understand. That's helped me so much over the years. That's helped me so much. I used to have these little simple, I got one of y'all little kids, they laugh ass off it, but they will never forget it, okay? When I think you're gonna go a hard count, you know, you get us up there and it's fourth down, and I know damn well you ain't gonna gamble on this thing, but you go up, you bring the offense up there, the quarterback goes, and all that shit, you know. Before they do it, I do this. Which looks like a damn idiot on the side, okay? But what I'm telling them is, watch the ball. Hard count coming. And they look at each other, and sometimes when they're being wise asses, they'll do this to each other. But I want them to tell each other, because I know that hard count is coming. Okay? A lot of times I do this, or do the front people, or whatever, I'll do this. I realize this won't be a pass. I want to make sure they understand this, and I do this. Start your engines, gentlemen. They're going to throw the football. It's in the next lecture, I think it is. I got things that I want the line and the linebackers, as well as the secondary, the line and the linebackers, to know when the team comes out of the huddle.